5-second lap. We won't be seeing anything like that, but should be good to go. So the big thing we'll definitely be looking out here for is if there is any snowmans or things. Now is Shlongster also from Australia? Is he on PAL?
He's an American living in Japan and playing on NTSC. So.
Okay, he's on NTSC. I just wasn't sure if the making sure. I wasn't sure.
It'll look like he's playing on PAL compared to.
You said he was your buddy. I couldn't remember if you said he was on PAL or not. So
yeah.
So for those who aren't aware, PAL runs at 5/6 the speed. So our friend Dosi here has a bit of an advantage playing in slow motion. So Carson,
good air there.
bit of air, but still, he's playing safe and staying away from those bombs. But definitely gave Shlongster a chance to catch back up.
Yeah. And you can see with Shlongster's strats already, he's not doing the major mushroom cut there, so it's something he's probably just not familiar with doing.
But it's not the worst idea, taking the safe approach. This is tracks like this do have some variance to it that, it only takes one out of bounds clip here where there you go, something like that, and let's see how he recovers.
And he hit himself.
He hit himself. That was his. But it's exactly that. That even, like you said, Division 3 has a lot of mistakes. And I think that's what makes it pretty exciting. I've really enjoyed watching. So, all right, now we can go ahead.
So probably even with the. If Shlongster didn't snowman, I would say that Carson probably would have taken that anyway.
Probably, I agree.
Nope, Shlongster deciding to go again. So I know Shlongster has actually won a couple of races on Frappe Snowland, so I'm assuming that's why he picked. So yeah, it's probably the one he's picked up the most races when he has got a couple. So.
No, I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm seeing Carson here. I think TMP is probably going to go to Calamari Desert. Is my guess. So, Wario Stadium. I would go so far as to say this is probably his best track.
Yep. I'll have a look at what his rankings are on this.
I know when we played last week, he just decimated me on this. Just his consistency on Wario Stadium is quite good. So I think this is a really strong pick here. It makes a lot of sense coming out.
Yep.
So he's looking for something in the solid, consistently in the 115s for laps, and so you're looking for something again in the 147s range here. So this is
136.49 is his PR, which is his fifth best ranked track. So
yeah, this is definitely I do think a very good pick from TMP here. I will say it's interesting. It's always interesting when you have people who have different names in different places. So I just often think of him as Carson.
Yeah. So we've got a Carson and a Clayton. So it's
right. But you gotta stay Shlongster as many times as you can. So
Yeah.
So Shlongster with a little bit of an early start. So I would expect, even though he's a little bit ahead here on screen, he's got about a 2-second head start. So I expect to see this come away. So I'm curious to see where Shlongster uses his mushroom.
I imagine he'll use it all in the straights. Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think he quite knows all the strats.
No, that's fine. It's
an
interesting. I wasn't sure if he was going to use it coming up right here as one of the other nice spots where you're doing uphill and get just that little bit of boost.
Yeah.
I know, maybe.
So, already got a pretty significant lead on him just at lap 1 here. So
right. I mean, we're going to need to see a pretty major error, and again, that's the big thing here. Is it's not a very high variance track. That's part of why I think TMP likes this track so much. It's very consistent.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to need to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of hills and stuff you can bonk on and walls you can hit into. So it could be very costly if you don't get it right.
Right, but my assumption, I mean, looking, he's not hugging the wall as closely as he can. I mean, he's definitely giving himself a bit of space. But right here, that is one of the spots where Shlongster could definitely benefit. Where if you come in a little weird, where you don't get your MT and you end up out of bounds there. And you can see again, MTP is playing pretty safe from that wall on the shroom. Where that's another spot. If Clayton was a little bit closer, he could risk bonking there in costing himself quite a bit of time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I would definitely say that he is playing pretty safe here, where he knows what he's got to do to win. And I just
Which you generally see that in one tries. You don't see everyone going, unless in the top divisions, obviously, hugging the walls super tight.
Oh, sure.
Especially in Division 3 for us, I think it's just getting a clean lap is pretty much all you need to do, and
definitely. I mean, my match today, I would say clean laps won most of the races. Very you get a couple where you're both pretty clean and things, but is that a PR for Shlongster there? It looked like that's great for him. That was a
very well. It could be, yeah.
1:19:44 is what I think I saw flashing, and I think that's a PR for him.
Yep.
Congratulations! I will say that's probably one of the coolest things about having some of the lower ranked, not necessarily lower skill, but lower ranked people is. Seeing lots of PRs, it's always fun to see the flashing lights, flashing times and things. So, that was a better corner for Shlongster there. His first couple laps, he was a little wide in that corner coming into the moguls.
Yep.
So,
yeah, Carson getting a really good lead now, so should wrap it up. I
mean, maybe he hits a wall here, falls down, and
wouldn't that be tough?
I would go so far as to say that there is this one's looking pretty over. But Carson took me to town on this track last week, and so I don't fault anyone losing here. The consistency that he has here is quite high.
Yeah. And he gets a PR too, Shlongster, so GG.
Hey, that's great.
So a full 10 seconds behind, that was probably to be expected with the rankings difference, so pretty safe.
I mean, but again, this is where you go and you see a 2-second PR, that's awesome.
Yeah. Big PR. So Shlongster should definitely submit all these PRs he's getting, because he'll probably rocket right up the ranks, pretty quickly.
And so, I agree. I mean, a 2-second cut there is pretty great. So as is often the case, Carson not a fan of the Toad's Turnpike where we're headed next. So.
Always one of the fan favorites, but
I do enjoy this track just because it's, again, I think these are the kind of picks that Clayton definitely needs to make to try and win here is picking the tracks that have pretty high variance. Pick the tracks that, you know, are devastating when you make mistakes.
Yep. And we saw that with Haddock versus Alex, so Breaking Rocks.
Yeah.
Haddock was probably 60 ranks difference in Division 2 and picked all the high variance tracks and pushed Alex all the way in each set. So yeah, it's definitely a smart idea for sure.
So yeah, I mean, so that's where I definitely expect. I'd be surprised if Carson wasn't sticking to, again, things like Luigi Raceway, Mario Raceway, Wario Stadium. Yep. These things without hazards is going to be a lot of what we're going to see from him, and I think that. So we'll see how much research Shlongster has done if you know, Yoshi Valley is in there, because if he was watching last week, that's definitely you know,
kryptonite for Carson.
We'll see what a week can do, but that's the other great thing is a week can make all the difference.
And Carson was definitely grinding Yoshi Valley. Got a really nice PR.
Very nice
this week. So yeah, he'll be a lot better. I think he'll be a lot better at it for sure this time around. And sometimes you just get that one unlucky line and you fall. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's where I would be surprised if we didn't see a Yoshi Valley pick, just because I think again it's a track that rewards. Well, the other thing there is it'll be interesting if Carson has done research on Yoshi Valley and thinks maybe Clayton can't do the hairpins. That'll be interesting. But here, so pretty clean driving overall. Actually, I will say Shlongster is doing a much better job staying tight to those corners.
There was only 0.4 difference between the first lap, so that's really good for
right. I mean, like I will say, like Carson's MTs have been a little wide here, and Shlongster has definitely benefited from staying closer to that guardrail. Yeah. He's looking really good here. I could definitely see this track getting picked again. Tonight, you know, at some other point tonight.
Yeah. So we've just got a big thing for Carson now is not to hit any of the cars or trucks.
I mean, you know, at this pace, the end is always super important.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that I'm curious if Shlongster is probably on PR pace here. Like he's doing a pretty nice pace.
I would imagine so. Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna see Carson's got a big cluster of cars coming up at the finish line now. Let's see how close he's going to get to them and see if he can navigate through them really well.
Right.
And whether he plays it really safe, which it looks like he is.
He's playing it pretty safe. He's doing, you know, a little bit there. We'll see. And
very close, very tight.
What is Shlongster doing there? I have no idea what he was doing.
Probably had to make up a bit of time, so tried to go on the inside, and a second best time overall for TheMarioPianist. Very nice.
Yeah, Carson was super clean there. I'm sure Carson was quite happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, yep. Carson takes number 3. But yeah, I mean, you definitely saw there. Carson pulling out the Yoshi Valley.
I think he's got a point to prove for us. Definitely got a big point to prove. So here's your chance, Shlongster. Let's do it. Let's get it.
All right. It's going to be interesting. I think you're probably right that. I mean, I also think him making a statement here and just saying, this isn't a track. You know, I've spent the last week practicing this. Don't pick this against me.
Yeah.
You know, and he can make a pretty big statement here, taking what was easily his worst track a week ago and flipping it around into an advantage. So I'm really curious to see how Carson's improvement is. So otherwise, so the interesting thing when you're down, so the way we play our tracks is, you can't pick the same track in sets 1 and 2. You get your tracks back in set 3, and the same track can't be played twice in the same set. So it really becomes interesting here. Let's say Shlongster wins this track. What do you pick when you're down 1-3? It's set 1. It's really interesting because you don't want to take away some of your best tracks. So, and here we go. This is the first hairpin here.
Nails it, not bad. He decided to go the safest option there. Of the
you know, I don't think it's a bad choice to say, last week, Carson, you were making mistakes left and right. I'm going to let you lose this one. Yeah. It's not a bad choice. So, I do also find it interesting. Carson's not taking, a PR there for Shlongster. That's always good to see. That means he hasn't actually landed a hairpin.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. So,
pretty free 2 seconds. It's basically a 2 second.
Is it 2? I thought it was more like 4.
No, sorry,
maybe.
I'm thinking the spinies. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a 5-second time save.
Yeah.
If not more. I mean, because you're in the 31s with a good hairpin.
Yeah.
And going right with a good hairpin, you're in the 31s. So he's in the 39s right now. Another PR.
GG, on fire.
So, but this one, Carson going 3 for 3 on hairpins. That's gonna seal it.
That's good confidence boost for other races too, because he's got a couple of hard ones coming up. So.
Yeah. I mean, definitely putting people on notice, saying that he's got Yoshi Valley better down. Though I will still say Carson's still going right. Lap 1 is interesting.
Yeah.
There's definitely time save potential there. So the spinies that you see them dodging here, we didn't get to see too many of them because they went right. You are on a time cycle, so you need to learn to avoid and dodge them. But hey, always great to see a PR.
Double PR again for Shlongster, so really good. A full second as well. Nice. Yeah, I know for probably a couple of the higher ranked matches coming up for Carson, I think he'll definitely have to go left through the spinies, which is a really big risk. But it's a big risk for both players. So well done. Very well done. So Carson takes set 1, yeah.
But this is definitely the case where it's awesome seeing these lower rank players really proving that, growing and doing things that LR, interesting choice.
Very good.
I'm surprised. I will say I find it a little surprising taking a track like LR that is just driving. I think Shlongster had it right with his first 2 picks, taking the high variance tracks. Taking something here, other things to consider would be like DKJP. You can play super safe with the jump, but if Shlongster's willing to go a little risky, he can try to make up time there. And then let's see here, what other some good tracks. Moo Farm is also obviously I'm surprised he's not going for something with a little more there.
Probably Boardwalk as well is another one. Yep.
But I think so. The problem there is Carson can just play it super safe and not go for that. So if you're playing Banshee Boardwalk safe, the only real issue is coming out of the shroom. If you can get that right-facing MT to get around the wall.
Ooh, Carson going.
Carson,
yeah,
you know,
Carson going very wide. Yeah,
maybe,
he was a fan a couple of times.
Yeah, Carson's all over the road here. Good. Maybe Shlongster had the soul read here. Like, Carson is definitely behind right now. Curious to see what lap they do their shrooms on. Okay.
Yeah. So Shlongster very safe with his shroom there, but
yeah.
Carson
And
definitely make up that point on that.
Carson going for the full. Let's see if he goes for 3 mystery boosts. So there's a thing in the game that if you tap a wall right at the end of your boost while you have a fully charged MT, you get extra speed. The community lovingly calls it a mystery boost. It's not fully understand the programming quirk behind it, and especially wasn't, or maybe it is now. It wasn't when the boost was first discovered. So, okay, he goes for 1-2-0. That makes sense.
Pretty standard strat.
Right,
Yeah.
1-2-0 makes sense. Mystery boosts are pretty difficult, though. I will say Carson's MTs. I mean, he's very much ahead, though. He doesn't have a shroom in the bank like Shlongster, so there's a chance here. But he does have a pretty good lead.
Yeah, for sure. There's pretty much, and once you're in this kind of a lead, you can't really lose it from here unless something catastrophic happens. But
yeah. So
that's not too bad.
142. I mean, you're right on the edge of elite there.
So quite a big difference compared to his PR. 2 seconds is a big difference on Luigi Raceway. So, but
yeah,
takes another point. So well done.
Yeah, and he was definitely, again. I mean, I'm not surprised that he was 2 seconds off. I mean, he was pretty all over the road there. Giving a hard time to your friend.
We always give it to each other. We're funny. So it'll be interesting to see whether from here where the Mario Pianist plays, does he do the high variance tracks anyways to get?
I think he goes I think Calamari Desert. MR would have been my other guess. I think that the 2 picks that we're gonna see from Mario Raceway and Calamari Desert.
Yep. And this is his best ranked time overall. So.
Right, he is very strong on Mario Raceway. Now the interesting thing will be here is I don't think we'll see it, but does he go for the shroom cut? Does he kind of does he let a 5-0 lead get him in, get to his head a little bit, and he's maybe practiced? That's probably the most likely way Shlongster wins here, is if
you get caught on that mushroom cut wall.
Yeah, if he decides to try to take the faster cut. So they're going to take a cut around. I'm not sure if Shlongster is aware of the cut. We'll see. But there is a shroom cut that you can see here right at the kind of top of the photo, where you can either cut inside or outside of the shroom. The safe way is to cut outside, and that's what most Division 3 people will do, though Carson has been practicing this, so I wouldn't be shocked if he tried cutting inside.
It'd be really good practice for higher ranked matches, like closer ranked matches, if he did do it.
It's definitely interesting. I think it's...
Anyway, and he'll play it safe. So
yeah, and I think that makes sense.
But if you're behind, say when we come into the playoffs, if he's behind in a set,
I think in the playoffs you'll start seeing people take shroom cuts way more.
Having an attempt at it anyway to try and gain back the advantage.
So there you can cut inside and hop over. So those piranha plants have pretty weird hitboxes where if you can kind of jump over them. Play a little Mario, play a little Super Mario in Mario Kart 64 and jump over the piranhas.
Yeah.
But Carson's got a real solid lead here. And let's see, basically he's got to get through his shroom here. We'll see how tight. He's playing super safe here. So pretty
Pretty easy one, yeah.
Yeah, pretty. Now I'm curious again if Shlongster watching a couple. Like I said, I mean, he can do major things for his PRs if he just starts using some of the better shroom strats.
Which will just come down to practice for him. So that's all fine. Yeah. It's a third best time. So he's actually got a 1:24.73. So it's a whole full second better. So that's not too bad.
Right, and my statement though is if he learns to cut closer to that shroom and cut that where the shroom is, I mean, he can take 4 seconds off of this pretty easy.
Yeah. Tyson, Shlongster said earlier that he didn't get a PR, and I said that was pathetic. That's what we were laughing at earlier. So
yeah. All right, looks like it's gonna be Koopa Troopa Beach. I think this is a great pick. I think Koopa Troopa Beach would. Now, here's the interesting thing: is does Shlongster choose to take to the right of the first ramp? You know, and go the shortcut, not the quick shortcut.
Yeah.
In play for the cave hits. Like, again, Carson has continued to prove he is driving really, really well, and you know, maybe you just say, hey, the way I beat you is with you making mistakes.
Yep.
I don't think it's a bad choice.
This is Shlongster's most practiced track. So when I introduced him to speedrunning this, Shlongster and Wright Tyson were in a friendly rivalry trying to get PRs on the track. So this will be definitely Shlongster's best track out of all of them. So yeah, definitely put maybe a little bit of pressure on on Carson. So yeah.
Also,
but yeah, it'll definitely come down to who can execute 3 out of 3 caves for sure, or even 2 if someone doesn't get all of them. So
a little bit wide there on his drift. Though both of them coming out clean out of that, you can definitely hug that wall too close and get a bit of a bounce. I am happy to see Shlongster going for cave. Okay, he goes. Hey, you know, but if he's going shroom strats, that makes sense. I mean, it makes that jump. Ooh, crab. Okay, so he's got a 2 seconds now. Again, 2 seconds is no big deal if he goes 3 for 3 on cave, and the Mario Pianist doesn't. If he misses the cave here, that.
Ooh, that's just.
Yeah.
It was a bit like your cave this morning.
The caves from mine today were a little. I don't know how I made that third one. I willed that one. So
it all comes down to this last cave, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you play for here. Carson going for a little bit of flair and doing the jumps. The jumps are slower, but I mean, this is a big. Oh, and he missed it!
Oh, Carson!
He missed it!
He did it! Oh, he's got it! Oh.
Nice!
Wow,
there we go. We got ourselves a match. I would never. Not trying to show favoritism here, but you love to see someone get their first win of the match.
Yep.
You know,
and that's really good. So that would have. Well, the Mario Pianist could have had a chance to clean sweep nearly the first clean sweep of Division 3, but Shlongster gets 1 win, so that ruins it for him. But really nice. That's he was behind the whole track and just little mistake.
That's why you pick. That's why. And to your point, I mean, even with going 3 for 3, he was still over 3 seconds off. So yeah, this is definitely. I mean, his PR is only 2 seconds behind Mario Pianist. So I would be surprised if we didn't see that. And so as they're commentating on the side, I agree. So the sand is really interesting going into that, where you've got a weird slant, and you've got to be on the right line to get a clean entrance into the ramp. So I don't know how many PRs I've lost to that stupid slope. And there it is.
Center of the ramp to the left-hand side of the ramp is where you want to go, or else you're going to fall away from it. So Just got a little bit too far to the right-hand side, and yeah, you saw he just missed the ramp. So.
Yeah, I just pulled him down, and it's, yeah. So...
That's all she wrote, so well done.
So, little surprise here from me, Carson going back to one of his reliable tracks of Calamari Desert. So the interesting thing here will be what shroom strat does he use? So he's shown consistent ability to beat the train lap 3. So the trains on this track are on a timer. So there's no RNG for the trains. They're always there. And you can technically drive in between the cars of the train, though I don't know if anybody in Division 3 has shown that ability to do that consistently. And like more than it's truly luck. So at our level, you'll often see people that waiting for the trains, and so the two big spots to look for is first train on lap 2 and the second train on lap 3. Those are really the big timekeepers, and if you gotta beat the train lap 2 to give you a shot to beat the train lap 3.
Yeah. So I assume Carson will go for a 300 shroom strat. I reckon that'll be the safest one for him.
No, I'm pretty sure. I need to time it out, but I think you're actually a little bit faster going 2-1-0. That's what I've been doing. I need to time it out, but I think you're better off taking the cut at the start. So the cut at the start, I believe, saves you more time than one shroom. So as we expect here, I mean, Carson is off to a huge lead. Oh, PR there for Shlongster. That's what we like to see. So Carson's out to a huge lead, but he is 2 shrooms ahead. So he beats the train here. And so... Actually, that was a pretty nice handling of the train there. And let's see if he can get ahead of this second train. Can be a little... No, he's got it pretty cleanly.
Yeah. So the big one for Carson now is whether he can get this third.
Yeah, can he get ahead? So although Carson looks like he's way ahead, it's very possible. Still, like there is 5 seconds of time loss if he can't get in front of that train. I think Carson is far enough ahead that it should be fine, but it's still just the interesting thing.
Just a little. No, he's not going to get it.
Oh no, he's way off. He's off it.
But he's got enough. Shlongster's got that shroom. If he can get a really good shroom.
See, the problem here is Shlongster's going wide. We need to teach. If he was honestly, if Shlongster knew to cut that closer, I think Shlongster could have had this. Like that's how much difference that shroom made. Yeah. And if you think about it, like Shlongster's got a heck of. Like the hardest thing for me watching this is he's clearly got his MTs down, got a great new PR.
Good little PR, very nice.
Yeah, good little PR there, and like another, good and double PR. But again, if he can, just learning the strats is going to cut seconds off of his time. So he's really shown the MTing ability. Yep. We just got to get him up. You got to spend a little time with your friend there. When's your match with him?
Probably not for another 3. It's either last or third last for my match with Shlongster.
So what you're saying is I've got to make sure to sit down and practice with him a little bit and get him up ready.
But like as I said, he's got about a dozen other tournaments he's got on the go.
Oh sure, but if you could spend 2 hours with him, you could spend 2 hours with him and just show him the basic, like the strats, and he would shave so much time.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So we're off to Sherburne now. So this is one of those high variance tracks that we've been talking about. So definitely can fall in the ice and cost you 7 seconds. And hitting a penguin.
I would know everything about that on my race earlier today.
So that's right. Tyson will definitely help him. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Carson gets points for me here that he's making a Avatar: The Last Airbender reference, and so very, very much a fan. He asked if we will go penguin sledding with him, and of course. Do you ever stop and look at that mama penguin in the left of the photo? Just go, she just stares into your soul. That mama penguin.
I can't say I do, no. But you, mate.
But look at it, like, you know, just there, you know, that penguin. I will say that is one of my favorite emotes from. Oh! Ooh!
He's in. So that's straight up a 7-second advantage to Shlongster now. So he needs to pull back 7 seconds.
Well, now here's the question: is how risky does Carson play now? He doesn't know that he doesn't have any of the timings, which is a big thing for this penguin that he's driving past here. So I mean, this is lap 1 is certainly. Oh, okay, he got through. Not clean, but we'll see here. I'm curious to see.
This will be really close, I reckon. Really? Oh, he did. That's big. That's big.
Well, I mean, let's make it. It is certainly now. I mean, that was 8 seconds behind.
Yeah.
But let's make no assumptions. Like it is certainly Shlongster's track to lose now. I would say, but this going wide here is costing 2 seconds though. Like
a bit of time, but he's got a lot of time to play with at the moment. So
that bonk there. You know, this is.
Come on, Shlong. Let's go, buddy.
Let's go. I want to see a 4th set.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's game.
Wow.
Sure.
And
so the only thing that's going to save Carson now is if Shlongster falls in the water, which he's driving very safe. So I don't.
Yeah, I would be surprised if.
And he's still got a couple of shrooms up his sleeve as well. So.
Yeah, let's see where he uses these. Does he forget about these?
I think so, yeah. There you go. There
you go. And then another one, right?
And Carson with another hit. So it's
I'm watching Shlongster here.
He's
nice. And hey, more rainbow numbers.
Nice one. So those are the variance tracks.
Oh, 3-second PR.
Wow. With shrooms on straights and stuff like that too. So yeah, he's got so much time to cut off. It's really good to see if he can do it. So.
Oh right, I mean, like I said, if he decides to put a little bit of time and energy into this game, he'll be a top 400 racer.
Yeah. Which is
in no
way
time.
more competitive. Yeah, which will make him way more competitive too. So that's really good.
But I mean, yeah, if he decides. Now, so Carson clearly has reset his cartridge because I don't know why a 2-minute run is in his rainbow numbers.
Yeah. I can only suspect that he just doesn't. If he's behind, he just doesn't finish off the races. Maybe that's
even that is my assumption is that he is done a reset in there at some point.
Yeah.
My assumption is he was doing some short track, I don't know.
Shortcut stuff, maybe.
Yeah, short stuff.
Never
that
played.
makes sense. He's saying he's never played. He got a new cart, apparently.
Makes a lot of sense.
Right. Carson switched over from Virtual Console, so he hasn't grinded that. That's why.
Yep.
That makes sense.
All right, so we're off to Royal Raceway.
Another good pick, another good strong pick here from Carson. Though the shroom wall is, we'll see how safe he plays it, and of course the hairpin wall jump. Both of those are major points of failure.
Yep.
That we'll see how risky Carson decides to play this. The TMP, I would say, is advantaged here because this is a strictly driving track, but there are certainly places. So, and now you got to start wondering. So, when do they start pulling out their jokers?
I don't know whether Shlongster's well versed in the shortcut stuff, and I'm not too sure on Carson's shortcut driving as well.
Carson is. So where I see Carson doing is what we did last week, is trading shortcuts using shortcut jokers to race a track again, that's a pretty big fall there for Shlongster. We need to see a major mistake from Carson now.
How well he got that hill hop then?
I mean, but he's cutting that corner tight. He could easily hit that wall on laps 2 and 3, and that it's all about how quick you can recover from that.
Yeah. Probably only other little thing that could happen is Carson coming up to this bit of water on the left-hand side. He might fall in that, but
it's pretty difficult. Like I can't remember the last time I fell in there when I wasn't going for flap.
Yeah.
I was watching Shlongster's to see how his cut was TMP doing. Did he do mini turbos on the straightaway?
Yes, he got the cut and the hairpin jump and got the mini turbo straight away. Yep.
Okay.
If that's what you were talking about.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That bonk. Now, if he doesn't actually bounce off and continue driving, if he just slides down the wall, that bonk can cost you who knows how much time. That's how Shlongster wins this. If Shlongster's gonna win it, it's on one of the 2 walls.
Yep. Getting stuck on them, yeah. And maybe a sloppy entrance to the bridge or something like that. Because if you get caught and don't get on the bridge, the large ramp.
Yeah. You're not wrong. If you go wide or short, if you go long or short on that. Though I will say, I do respect TMP is not like he's driving a little safe, but he is going pretty all out and not. I went a little bit safer there, but he is, certainly showing the respect to his opponent, giving him. Let's see what he does with this last shroom here.
Yep. Yeah, I still think you'd want to push your times as good as possible. Like you need that practice, especially for better races.
Right, but it's about going for those. So, for example. That was a shame. He fell and he lost his shroom there. All right, so that is set number 2 to Carson. But I will say, I mean, it's about how risky do you go. I mean, when I'm playing SL, I certainly don't jump as tight around those corners.
Yep. Which I've done a lot of sherbet land, so I'm quite aggressive with my cuts there. So. I'm quite comfortable with my aggressive cuts, so. But yeah, I think if I was playing a much lower opponent, I'd still want to try and. I think you just need that practice anyway to try and get that.
I mean, but again, like we've said all along, that certainly a level of consistency is rewarded. Going for the 95% play that rather than the 5% play that we go for in our PRs, that's. All right. Oh, I'm in the wrong window.
So, second set goes to Carson. He's playing pretty well, I would say. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, Carson has looked. I mean, he's had a couple of mishaps, but overall he's driving really well. We're going back to Sherbertland, which makes sense. That track looks really good for Shlongster there on the. This last set. Now, I mean, again, we'll see how aggressive Carson plays. Seeing the time, there is certainly a safer route to victory here.
Yeah.
The big one I'm going to be interested in is how does he play the last penguin on lap 1. That's the penguin that I hit today, and I tried to. I went for my normal cutting inside, and then right at the end I decided to play safe, and I hit into it while it was sliding. So their instinct, he didn't go for the crack jump. He's a little gun shy, but I also think he knows. Looking at the times, he's got plenty.
He's got a much bigger advantage over Shlongster, that's for sure. So I think he'll play this one a lot safer for sure. Yeah.
Right. And playing it safer here actually means that he is certainly. The penguins here should already be sliding.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like that's just so much easier when the penguins are sliding. These cycle-based levels, it's really interesting. Oh, another PR there for Shlongster. Nicely done.
Yeah.
It's always really interesting in these cycle-based levels that there are certain times where driving a little bit faster, a little bit slower, really affects how easy the track is.
Yeah. Driving faster and you get that new cycle and it actually hinders you is the biggest pain in the backside.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you enter into that new cycle.
Yeah. Bowser's Castle's big for it because you get those swamps that are right. Ooh, when a.
No, that's fake.
Don't
believe that. Oh, that's big.
Probably too far ahead, but.
But I mean, we'll see. I mean, one penguin hit is enough. I mean, Carson is behind right now, and he's. This is gonna be tight.
This penguin coming up here is going to be big.
Yeah, Carson doesn't know the timing of this penguin.
Shlongster's going to get
that's why we play. Oh,
a double. Oh, that's tragic.
And so can he be clean here at the end?
He is. Nice. So he's gone. Carson's gone for
double PR. Look, that was a great time looking at it for. A 2-second cut. He cut 5 seconds off his PR.
Nice.
In 2 attempts.
In 2 attempts, that's good. And just by going inside on those penguins too at the end, so like through the caves. So that's really nice. So Carson's and
definitely don't believe this best lap down here from Carson.
Yeah. So Carson's gone from Yoshi Valley being his enemy last week to this week. It's also his Sherbet Land's now his enemy. So,
and for the first time tonight, Shlongster is ahead in a set. So
very nice, Shlongster, you beauty. Let's go, buddy.
So now, if we do see a set 5, 100% chance. 100% chance we see SL again tonight. If Shlongster gets a chance to pick SL again, we're gonna see that.
I think Carson should pick it again. Definitely, he's got to get some redemption back. He's definitely got to do it.
Coming in, Carson's got a chance here to re-establish his own confidence. This is something I did in mind. Like you got to pick those tracks when you're like, I just need something that I'm really good at. This is why I picked Rainbow Road when I did. You just after a couple of bad hits.
Yep.
You go to your old faithful.
Yep.
And I certainly think that's Wario Stadium for Carson. I'd say it's his most consistent track.
Which is what we're going to be going to. So yeah.
I think that never. We got to race the race, but I certainly think TMP picking a solid track here. And I'm curious still how he's going to be going into the future leagues about. Calamari Desert. It's that train on lap 3 is the great equalizer.
Yep.
And that'd be. So are we taking bets on whether or not FTP is going to try to start learning driving under the train strats before the end of the league? Because I could see that madman trying to pull it off.
It's an unbelievably risky strat. I think he'd be fine still doing the usual strats. That's a pretty high ranked track. I think Dan in his one try match with Matthias last year did it and just got the race win because he was behind. But yeah, I can't see anyone in Division 2 or Division 3.
But see, I could see Gator. I could definitely see Gator doing it in the see, these are what I'm talking about. These where you get your shroom a little too close, and losing that there. Like, that's how 2 more of those, and Shlongster's got a chance. You know, he's 2 seconds behind right now, but he's also got a shroom, so I would say Shlongster is about even right now.
Yeah. It'll probably cost you about 2 or 3 seconds, maybe, for bonking on that wall. So if you got 3 of those, that's your 10-second difference between the last race. So
right, that's what I'm saying. Is a little bonk there again. Just these little bonks add up, but Shlongster definitely needs to see another 2 more shroom bonks, and even still, a 1:17. So he's 4 seconds behind. There's another one that Carson is not holding back here. He's
which is good. I like seeing that. Yeah, definitely go for it.
You know, practice those. That was a really nice slide over those 2 small moguls. The second time, I don't think it's enough. We need another big mistake.
Needs a big bonk, yeah, for sure.
So, kind of place where that could happen is going into the last turn. If he putts and bonks into the wall, doing an MT here and bonking into the wall. But there are definitely places that, I mean, again, that no race is won until the first person crosses the finish line.
As if we're Shlongster with Sherbet Land, so yeah.
Again.
Oh, more raids. Jeez, we're getting some good raids tonight. This is really good.
Yeah. How many viewers do we have?
205. Yeah.
I should be watching chat. I realize we haven't been communicating with chat at all. I've been watching all the different things here.
That's okay. It's just right, Tyson, just spamming a little bit. So. Another one of my buddies. One of my Aussie buddies.
Hey, his match against. Was it Pitt?
Mr. Pitt? Yeah, that was a cracker.
When he took it all the way to set 5, track 7, like,
yeah,
you know,
and a pretty major difference in their rankings as well. Pretty, I wouldn't say similar to this, but fairly close. Difference.
But it goes to show again. I mean, I don't know, what did Tyson get, like 20 PRs that night? I mean, that's one of the really cool things is, you know, seeing all these. So, and I do think that if Shlongster continues to practice her things, I think he's gonna take a match or 2 off of people up above him if he spends a little time and learns the strats.
The grudge match between him and Wright Tyson, that's going to be the one I want to see the most.
Now, are you going to try and commentate that one?
Yeah, that's both an NTSC match, so hopefully they do go SG stream for that one. That one would be really good. I'd love to do that.
Consistency there, you know, pretty consistent times there from Shlongster. Should be top 5 for sure, I'm guessing. So
second, nice, yep. But a really nice last lap by Carson there. That was terrific. So nearly a full second better than lap 2. So he must have been very clean.
Yeah, but even then though, his times are normally. You look at it, he puts time. He'll drop times in the 1:15. So it's good, but not great for him.
Yeah.
All right, back to even.
One apiece.
So, Bowser's Castle, another great pick. I think that's a strong pick. Again, you want these high variance tracks when you're the lower seed by quite a bit.
Yeah.
So big thing to see here is I'm curious to see what strat Shlongster uses to get by the thwomps.
Yep.
So this is again.
He's not going to have consistent cycles, so he probably won't know exactly some of the approaches.
But my question is, does he go right or left of the thwomps?
Yep.
That'll be the interesting. And I'm curious if he knows the shroom strat here. This is where we're gonna need to. Well, better question first of all is when is my match against Shlongster? Then we're gonna teach him the strats. Curious here. Nicely timed it. Pretty close up. You know, Shlongster about a half second ahead. But let's see here. Okay, Shlongster again doesn't know the shroom strat, so
Carson will take a fair lead early. Yeah, so shroom's on the straight, but it gets under pretty clean. So
Yep, good start for both. Easy, you know. So through the thwomps and through the lava, pretty clean so far. You know, Carson takes a really wide hairpin after the stairs, so. Now, Carson was having some struggles here, ending up left and bonking into this. Again, not holding anything back, going for the MT there. I like to see it. PR for Shlongster.
Oh, bonks on a tree there. This will be the one. Most people, I'm very comfortable with going right at those thwomps on the gates there. But most people obviously choose left.
Left is easier for sure.
Yeah, if you can get the right line. I always do right. I think right's easier, but it's just a fraction slower.
Sure.
If you don't get the angle right, yeah, it can be pretty. You're obviously going to bump into the.
Let's see here. He should be fine being able. Okay, he made it over the lava. That. Oh, okay. Bonks like that can certainly add up, and we'll see. Now this is big here. We'll see. Yeah. So Carson takes a pretty safe shroom there.
Yep. Should make this pretty comfortably, and does. So the only thing that's going to pop in now is the lava.
Yeah, and so that's pretty.
And now the thwomps are just trolling Shlongster.
Yeah, they are.
So pretty solid. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely happy with a 158 when you don't have a ghost to lure away the thwomps.
Yeah.
You know. Now, are you at? I assume you're at the point where when you've got the thwomps distracted, do you actually go in between the thwomps ever?
To be honest, I still haven't even got a distraction ghost on mine. So.
Oh, jeez! You are a madman.
Yeah, because I take the right-hand side lane, I don't need a distraction ghost, but I'm starting to do it now, yeah. I'll just check, I can't remember what my NTC PR is for.
Oh, do you have a Dex drive so that you can...
I do, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could set my own ghost up, so...
But the Dex drive, we can get you the website where there are community ghosts, and then you don't even have to bother setting it up.
I've got them all, yeah.
Yeah.
So my NTSC PRs are 154.55 without the distraction ghost.
154.55?
Yep.
Wow,
that's the distraction ghost. Yeah.
That's really good, for sure.
So, but now I pretty much have to start doing it. Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing about that is you actually get to race your 154.55. Like
that's why I do it. Yeah, to know where my time save is. So it's a bit of a pain, Bowser's Castle. So, but anyway, back to the match.
Back to the game. So we've got Banshee Boardwalk up next. Interesting pick. Carson has a lot of things on his table. I'm surprised he's picking a new track here. I figured Mario Raceway. Honestly, he looked pretty dominating there. Mario Raceway and Royal Raceway, I think, are both strong picks. And Shlongster is not excited about this one. So, I'm curious to see how risky TMP plays it here. I mean, he had some issues when we raced that he drifted out a bit and things. Like, there's a couple of spots. The entry to the Boo House is certainly the number one spot to mess up here, but
Yep.
You know, if you're going for MTs on the S bend, so yeah, I'm curious to see how TMP plays it.
I would say he'd be able to play it fairly safe. And
right, to your point though, I mean, he has not been playing safe for most of these. He's been doing probably the second best strats. He's not doing his PR strats for a lot of these. But he's not doing the safe strat. So again, about a half-second delay here. I mean, but we'll see after losing Sherbert Land twice. Yeah, he's taking the crack jumps pretty passive. Let's see. I'm really curious to see if he does an MT here. Okay, so he's still doing the MT.
No drop MT.
Losing that shroom right away hurts.
No MT.
He didn't go for. So now TMP. So this is a track where the shrooms don't save that much time. I was gonna say I was curious if we were gonna see a flap attempt inside where. But 37.55, I'm sure TMP is not that excited about a 37.55.
I think from memory, I remember someone else saying most shrooms around your corners or your bends save about 0.3 generally.
So, but it's the statement that bonking all over the place. Those are the kind of bonks that Shlongster needs. Sure. But the biggest thing, as long as you are right, but it's not going to save you. It's not going to cost you too much time because you have two big curves where you're shrooming, and then you shroom right here for your third shroom, and so that's where if you had a little bit of a lackluster lap one, you maybe say, hey, I'm just going to go for the flap PR attempt.
Yeah.
All right, coming in here, let's see if TMP is clean around the corner, and that will do it.
Pretty solid. Yeah, very solid. No, very strong finish on that last lap.
36.69 is definitely more on pace with what he would like. I like the little hops there at the end.
Swag finish.
Yeah. Right, so we have match point. Where are we headed? TT? TT is probably my guess. Koopa Troopa Beach? Probably Koopa Troopa Beach.
Yeah.
Those are my two picks.
Yeah. Go with one you've already won, Shlong, for sure.
Yeah, I'd pick Koopa Troopa Beach. TT is also a reasonable pick, but if Shlongster's picking one of the other ones, I think he's getting a little too cute rather than, you know.
And unfortunately, the viewers, no shortcut or flap jokers for either. Ooh, Choco Mountain.
Choco Mountain.
Did not see that one coming. And that's tickled the fancy of the Mario Pianist by the looks of it, so spicy.
Spicy indeed. I will say, no, this is a track where let's see how Carson plays it. You know, the Mario Pianist, if he is trying to make the tighter cuts and things, the walls can be jagged and really just destroy a lot of your momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You definitely get eaten up by the mountain if you're hugging it too tight. So, yeah. And then the hills at the end can be very costly. So,
for sure,
pretty similar to Wario Stadium. If you hit a wall, you'll lose all your speed and.
I would not say. Not certainly the first track that comes to mind, but certainly out of the new tracks we haven't seen, I can certainly respect it. Like,
yeah, might as well. Why not? Throw something different in.
All right, about a 1 second, or half second behind. Interesting shroom spot for MTP there.
That's my shroom spot as well.
It's right here. This is my shroom spot before the first hill.
Okay.
When I'm safe, So that's the one I've used for a long time, and then now in my latest PR, I've switched over here, which this is the spot the world record uses.
Yep.
But I wasn't.
I think on Choco it's not as important, and then second one's here for sure. Yeah, that's a good spot. Yeah, I do my first one in this spot for where Carson was.
So now we'll see if a boulder happens to make its way into.
Oh,
Carson got out of it. Those are the kind of things. Again, these walls can eat you.
Yeah. Completely ruin all your speed. So
Mario Kart 64 certainly has some weird hit detections when you have angled walls onto the floor, and they just like to eat you.
So a couple of bad wall hits there from Carson. So
yeah. I mean, going for flying. You know, he's doing the old schoolyard strat of trying to get it into the eyes.
Yep.
So basically need to see a boulder hit here. Plays it safe.
I thought I was gonna load him up.
Safe. And Carson's trying to. Carson did not want to win that. All right. Well, and there we have it.
So pretty solid by Carson there. I feel he'd be very disappointed with the tracks that he did lose. But,
for sure.
You know, GG to Shlongster for getting a couple. That was really nice. Really nice. Do you want to drag them in for some commentary?
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure how to pull people in, but I would be happy to add them in. How do we get them? How do we invite? Is the only question. Create invitation. That's what we want. So let's invite Carson. And let's copy this. I see now.
So they're both down for commentary, so that'd be good.
Yeah. Welcome, racers.
Oh shit!
Hey, what's going on?
Oh fuck!
Hey.
So
my first question has got to be for Carson. Oh, and Carson's yeah, we lost Shlongster. Shlongster's back, but my first question is definitely got to be for Carson. So what do you have against penguins? Why do you got to keep running into them?
Well, you know, penguins are just cruel creatures, and like you thought a deer in headlights was annoying. They intentionally slide in your way, and
they line you up, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
They've got the heat-seeking technology there.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
But I do definitely want to extend a congratulations to you, Carson. Great job, the Mario Pianist, and Shlongster coming in with I think the second most PRs I've seen in a one-try league. Extremely well done.
Yeah.
We gotta sit down and teach you some shroom strats, and you'll be taking way more sets.
Yeah, way more competitive. That'd be good.
Yeah. Got to turn Shlongster into Shroomster,
There you go.
Shroomster, dog. I love it.
Yeah, so how'd you feel, Shlongster? Really good?
Oh, I feel pretty good. I made a lot of PRs. Definitely am when I first started.
Yep.
Dude, you absolutely killed it. I'm being real. That was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you were definitely consistent. Again, I don't know that there was a single track, maybe one throughout the entire night, where you didn't get a top 5 time, which just goes to show that you put a little time and energy into this, and you'll be a top 400 racer in no time.
Oh hell yeah!
And knocking on higher beyond that. So definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna start practicing those shroom spots and get some help on that. be awesome.
Yeah, we can definitely set up some time. I was trying to look to see when our match was to make sure I can have it be after yours. Like if ours was next week, but.
Oh, okay, sweet. You can help me before my match.
But no, I definitely think that that's the biggest thing for you is just sitting you down and making sure, you know, on Bowser's Castle learning that shroom and on Mario Raceway learning that shroom. Those kind of things are gonna save you seconds off of your PRs.
Oh yeah.
And so
now who's got what races up next for each player?
I've got the list here. So we've got
I've got Tyson next week.
Ooh, so
exciting.
Tyson pushing Mr. Pitt all the way.
I saw that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So did you play Pitt already? Have you?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not had to play Pitt.
Yeah. So can't really compare.
There
you go against.
In Clayton, you know, so Shlongster is up against Charlotte next week. So that should be another good one.
Charlotte, here I come.
Yeah. So
that'll be a good competitive match to watch.
Yeah, that'll be 10 versus 12. I think Charlotte and Carson's. So.
Oh hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's that one won't be on SG since Charlotte doesn't stream. So.
Right, but we can definitely. Now I will say as well. For you, Carson, you definitely. I was pretty impressed to see you brought the Yoshi Valley out pretty early and had a kind of a statement time down, saying this isn't the weak point anymore. Yep. I have a feeling you grinded that this last week after your performance against me.
Well, see, after how much you pushed me around on that track, you know, you absolutely. Well, I don't know if you bodied me or the Valley bodied me. One of the two, but I put a lot of work into it, and I've been PRing on it a couple times recently, and I'm not putting in the spinies yet, just because, you know, my goal is to at least put in the spiny route on laps 1 and 2. 3, you know, they get a little weird.
3 is a crapshoot, but lap 1 and 2, it's pretty easy. You kind of go, laps 1 and 2. You get to the point where if you're on good pace, you do basically the exact same line through the spinies, and it's really easy.
Right.
Definitely lap 1, because that second save is worth it.
Exactly, and it was just more so when I was running through it throughout the week, I was just having to go through too many runs where I'd bonk that railing at the beginning a little bit, and that means you're just absolutely done for in the spinies, and I didn't want to lose the 3 seconds on that or whatever it is, but...
Yeah. So, and that's another one where we'll have to get Shlongster up on just even the easiest of hairpin strats. I mean, that'll save you 4 seconds per lap.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 seconds is a lot, too.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, and but no, I mean, now.
I think Carson will definitely be grinding out some Sherbet Land. Yeah, for sure.
Had to do that to me.
Yep, absolutely. Never let it slip.
You're icing the Carter, you know.
I mean, he just kind of slid into that joke.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and now, so I will say, Shlongster, I was really impressed with your Koopa Troopa Beach. I mean, like when the time screens came up at the end, you're only 2 seconds behind Carson there. And Dusty was saying that's your favorite track. That's kind of the one you grinded the most. That one showed as well.
Yeah, I like putting it real hard on that track.
I was
had a friendly rivalry going on with another guy, so yeah, he definitely played that one.
That was kind of that's what I thought you were going to pick here on the last track was going back to Koopa Troopa Beach, just because you seem to have the pretty good.
Oh, I thought I picked it like in the third match. That's why I thought I couldn't pick it anymore.
It was on the table. So you picked, because you know tracks reset there. So you picked,
KTB in set 2, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you picked KTB in set 2, but you picked SL, and then what did you pick? What was
SL.
your?
I think I picked SL again.
Yeah,
you picked SL, and then I'm trying to think what you picked. What was your second choice? Let me go back into our chat.
I know I didn't pick.
Oh, Bowser Castle. You took us to Bowser Castle, which I thought was a good pick as well. I mean, again, it's a. That's the other thing for you is I think when you are in the rankings lower, picking the higher variance ones. Like I thought Luigi Raceway was a bit of an interesting pick just because it's a pretty pure driving course where I'm sure Carson I'd be willing to bet, was a little surprised with that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, to be honest, the first 10 seconds of that for me, that's probably the sloppiest I've ever run the first 10 seconds of that course.
Not gonna lie,
15 seconds into the race, 15 seconds of the race, you're like, well, maybe Shlongster's got the soul read here and just knows that this is Carson's kryptonite this week.
I knew.
But I will say I was impressed you going for the mystery shroom boost on lap 1. That was definitely well executed.
Thank you. Yeah, basically, so like because that was prior to Yoshi Valley, that was the last 3 lap I had been working on, and I had been getting some I'd been getting some first laps in like the 33.3 range. And if I get that mystery boost right, and that's the crazy thing. I still don't know how it works. I just know I hit wall and I go fast. That's all I really know. But
and as I was saying during the match, I'm not even sure the community fully understands how the mystery boost works. I know they didn't understand it when they discovered it. So I don't know. Life's a little fun with a bit of mystery. So
yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well, thank you both so very, very much. Thank you. SpeedGaming for allowing us to host here. I was looking to try to see. I should have taken note of what's coming up next. I apologize. I don't know. I'm a bad commentator. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you too for commenting. I was able to hear quite a bit of it, and that was really well done. Appreciate it.
Good.
No, we had a lot of fun. That was good. I loved it.
So. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thanks, everybody.
Same to you.
Bye.